All right, here we go, everybody. It's finally here. The interview fans have been waiting weeks for. DJ Akademiks sitting down with Charlamagne Tha God. After 3 weeks of back and forth online tension, the call-outs, the leaked text messages, the private phone calls that somehow ended up public, both sides finally agreed to hash things out face-to-face. And honestly, I appreciated that. I genuinely believe that when people in hip-hop media have beef with each other, sitting down in person is the right move. More often than not, you find out it was really just a miscommunication that spiraled out of control online. If you haven't watched the full interview yet, you can find it on both DJ Akademiks' main YouTube channel and on Charlamagne's page. But let's get into what actually happened. Yesterday, DJ Akademiks hopped on stream to give fans a preview of how it went. He said the conversation was a good one overall, but joked that he won the exchange 9 rounds to 3, meaning Charlamagne got the better of him in 3 moments, but he felt like he came out ahead in 9. That said, once you actually watch the full sit-down, it plays out less like a competition and more like a real-time gap between assumption and reality, almost like a Q&A where theories were being tested against the actual facts. And here's something worth pointing out about content creators and streamers in general. Sometimes when you're putting out content solo for hours on end, you start talking yourself into believing certain narratives are true simply because you haven't had anyone there to challenge them. Take DJ Akademiks, for example. He streams for roughly 5 hours almost every single day. When you're creating that much content on your own day after day, it's easy to convince yourself of things without realizing you're missing context. I get asked this a lot in the comments. People wonder why I choose to stream alongside the people I do, especially since a lot of them don't share my exact views. Honestly, that's the point. Having people around you with different perspectives keeps you grounded. When you're creating alone, it's easy to leave out context or miss the full picture, but having someone next to you to push back or fill in the blanks makes a real difference. And that's essentially what this interview between Charlamagne and DJ Akademiks ended up feeling like. So here's how this whole situation started. Charlamagne had shared some information privately with DJ Akademiks. Akademiks interpreted that information as part of a larger move, something orchestrated by Roc Nation, designed to create a divide between him and his close collaborator, Grand Wizard.
Took that information. He felt like this was a ploy or a play from Roc Nation to basically divide and conquer Akademiks and his mans, Grand Wizard.
None of this shit.
I told you like 5 different things. I said,
no.
Hey, they tried to bring me to deposition. Hey.
You told me that. You did tell me the deposition shit.
I said they tried to, like, in a roundabout way.
Like you didn't know George when I first brought George up to you. When I sent you the pictures that I sent
you. That's Grand Wizard.
No, his name is George Wynn.
All right, well,
when I sent you those pictures of George, you said, who is this?
Yeah,
and I said, they saying this is Grand Wizard Chat nigga, this is George Wynn who runs Akademiks TV. Yeah. You was like, damn, I thought he was skinny.
It's not like we done hung out and went on vacation.
Now you're
no, that's my
now you're lying.
No, that's my man.
You didn't act like that was your man when I first bought him up.
No, I said you showed me a picture. I said I didn't know that's how he looks at this moment.
No, I said I got the text. You said, who is this?
No, read it.
You said, who is this?
And then you said, that's Grand Wizard. I said, he's fat? That's all I said.
Hold on. Let me see if I can find it.
Charlotte, I ain't gonna lie. What I realized is that Roc Nation got to get a little bit better with the narratives because
I don't know
even the divide and conquer shit.
I don't know. But that's my point. There is none. I don't feel like looking for them texts. That shit is really pointless. This isn't about Roc Nation, and I wish you would stop saying that because let's talk about us.
If I'm telling you that I know where it's coming from,
cool.
You're playing defense by saying it's not coming there.
If Roc Nation is coming at you, I don't have nothing to do with that.
Okay, and that's when I ask you respectfully to step to the side that we can focus on Desiree and Jay-Z.
Now I'm not gonna do that.
Because now when Granny hit me, I'll be like, of course take the gloves off with them too.
No.
Like, we don't want to get at Charlamagne. No, Charlamagne. But get him out of here.
But why did the gloves come off for me to begin with?
Charlotte, because in the way of how you deliver the information, you want to frame it like it was a heads up. It was more of a, yo, the way to neutralize these guys is to get Ak away from them by saying, oh.
That's what a guilty person would think. You're still missing my point, and I don't want you to miss my point. I don't want nobody to miss my point. I called you, gave you some private information. Regardless,
I don't think that was in good faith. Because the way I call you differently.
You call me the same exact way.
Nigga, I call you, I read the email, I sent you the email. Yo, this is who's trying to do it to you, bro. Look out.
No, you didn't. You called me and you said, hey, this is the person, boom. But you knew who the person was, so that's different. If I knew who the person was, I would tell you.
That time when I told you, I didn't know who the person was. When I said their name, you knew who the person was. And then when you explained it,
I don't remember that.
I understood. I said, oh, I seen the relation there. Okay. But I said, you do it. You do what you got to do.
Yeah.
But that shit it has no place on my platforms. I got nothing to talk about with it. I gave you every info I could have.
And I gave you everything I had. And guess what, Ak? I could have got more if you didn't sick your dog on me. If you didn't sick your motherfucking
Sean,
Australian dog on me, I probably could have
manipulation.
got you. No, it's not.
This is manipulation
No, it's
you're doing
not.
right here.
I'm not. And I want us. This is what I really want us to stop doing.
Because
No, listen.
in coordinates with the sit down, all right, if you really were, like, you would have still had the conversation with Desiree then and be like, hey, listen, you know, there's a lot of other people because I think you're getting caught in a crossfire when you're Desiree's Australian lap dog.
I would have told Desiree the same thing I tell everybody about.
So you would have still had that conversation. You still never did.
Listen, I would have told him the same thing. I would have told her the same thing I always tell everybody when it comes to you. I think you should sit down and have a conversation with Akademiks. Ak ain't like that. The Ak y'all see online that gets drunk off the liquor and wild, and that's a lot of that is performative. Have a conversation with him.
So we finally get to the point in the interview where Charlamagne flat out asked him, yo, when your mans got served and he opened up the paper, did it say Roc Nation on it? If it did, then you're absolutely correct. Roc Nation is after you guys. But if that paperwork does not say Roc Nation, you got a whole different enemy. Here's Akademiks' response.
Have his face out there and address. Also, the pictures that Roc Nation's people took got his whole ad, like you literally see his house.
Let me ask you a question. When Grand Wizard gets served, because that's the other thing I'll be wondering. When he gets served, who are the lawsuits coming from? Because when y'all are pointing fingers at all of these different people, those names on those lawsuits should be the people y'all pointing at. Are those people from Roc Nation?
Yeah, but it don't work like that. So,
what you mean?
Like, this
who are the lawsuits from, is what I'm saying.
Okay, no, I hear the question. So, you're gonna have to remember, this is also casino adjacent, right? I'm telling you, every casino or some type of, it could be, if we're talking about call sheet, we're talking about poly market. If we're talking about, those are bet and prediction market. If we're talking about prize picks, we're talking underdog fantasy. Those are fantasy sports. They're all doing the same thing. Like, I had to deal with prize picks and underdog. Spotify got me to deal with underdog. They literally tell you we're skirting, well, they don't say they're skirting around real laws, but they're like, when you are doing your promo, mention it this way, because this is how we avoid the law. This is entire how casinos, prediction markets all happen.
That's cool, but who are the lawsuits coming from?
Okay, so I'm telling you.
Those are your ops.
No, I'm gonna tell you. But that's why I say Roc Nation is involved. Because
So Roc Nation's suing y'all. That's who the lawsuits are coming from.
it's not, their name is not gonna be on the lawsuit.
Why not?
So for example, all right, I'll give you an
Oh, so you think they're funding people to sue y'all?
Yeah, that's of course.
How can you prove that? I'm asking. I don't know.
Okay, show me. Have you read these lawsuits?
No.
These lawsuits are claiming these people said they don't have no money. Yet their lawyers are going up against stakes lawyers. Who do you think is funny that? A broke motherfucker claiming they're suing $1 billion casino.
Well, it's just a civil suit. You don't need no money to file a civil suit.
There's a million motions, Charlamagne.
You don't need any money to file a civil suit.
Charlamagne, have you ever?
I can file a civil suit right now with no lawyer.
You've been in civil suits, right?
100%, and that's how I know people.
How much?
Broke,
all right, let me ask you a
plenty
question.
of broke people can sue you.
Let me.
Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I thought Akademiks was going to break out the black and white. He was going to break out the paperwork, showing Charlamagne that yes, it is Roc Nation. Now, to me personally, if Roc Nation wants to sue you, I don't think Roc Nation will be hiding. I don't think they have any reason to remain anonymous, especially when it comes to going after a page on Twitter that's been slandering them. Now, Charlamagne finally addressed his Roc Nation ties and his Roc Nation affiliation. More specifically in regards when it comes to the casino. If I was scoring this, I would definitely give Akademiks the point here.
I heard you say you said you think I work for Roc Nation, right?
You're about to do the kind of like
well, affiliation or whatever.
You got affiliation with them.
They're my peoples. That's a fact. I've always said.
You have a badge.
By the way, you know that I'm wearing this. This is going right back to right now. This is going. Every time you talk, it's going right.
Desiree's listening somewhere,
Right
or
now.
she's like, "This is probably a hidden string." Charlotte.
But no, I always say, you've heard me say this for years. My 4 entertainment idols in entertainment: Clarence Avant, Black Godfather; Arsenio Hall, who I just published his book, his memoir on my Black Privilege Publishing and
My
Print.
man with that promo. Charlotte.
Petey Green,
Okay.
legendary radio personality, and Jay-Z. That's no secret. I've always said that my whole career.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you why that's facetious, and that's why I wore the chain. Because I'm a huge fan of Drake before I had the chain and after I got the chain. Drake has never given me a dollar. Okay, yeah, he sent transportation for me to come film something for his rollout. He's never gifted me like, yo, here's some money. Let me put you on paper. No, hold on. So, but no, that's very different. I have zero business interest. Like Drake's not hitting me like, let's go half in on this business venture. You're.
But if he did, you would. Why wouldn't you? If he
on.
called you right now, like him and I just saw him and who's Aiden just did what they got together. It's something. Or he just invested in one of Aiden's companies.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
if he did that, if he called you and did that, you would. Why wouldn't you?
But I would say it.
Who said I didn't say it? You
No,
said.
you never said it.
Yo,
Charlotte.
you said verbatim.
You're doing a sleight of hand here. Everybody knows.
You said verbatim. You said Wayno exposed something. No, Wayno was correcting you. Because you said out of your own mouth, I saw Charlamagne advocating for Jay-Z's casino.
He was still on.
How was he wrong?
He said Charlamagne wasn't there on behalf of Jay-Z. Charlamagne was there on behalf of himself because he has some financial stake in the casino. Here's the thing. Bro, we looked at the what was submitted to New York State. You're not listed as some like single sole entity that is an independent person. You're listed under Roc Nation.
Because
so you're there. So what he's saying is wrong. You might be there because you have business interests in that casino, but you're under the Roc Nation umbrella.
Yeah, because there's 4 entities that were vying for the bid for the casino in Times Square. You had SL Green, which is a real estate company.
Yeah.
Because they own the building, right? The building that the casino was going to be in, which was, I think, 1540 Times Square. You had Caesars, you had Live Nation, and you had Roc Nation. Anytime you're getting involved in a multi-billion-dollar potential bid, you're going to have to come in with somebody.
But
Like, that's just a fact. Even when I saw you reading the names, I'm like, you think everybody that's under that Caesars thing works for Caesars? You think everybody under SL Green works for SL Green?
No.
But you can look under the Roc Nation thing and see that everybody that's under Roc Nation don't work for Roc Nation.
yeah, but they have that affiliation. There's nothing wrong with.
And y'all said I didn't disclose
reason-
it, but you were reading the disclosure form.
We had to go to a site to go. Charlotte,
It's public record.
Pull like this.
I was at town hall meetings advocating for this casino. I'm in the middle of
You
Manhattan.
advocated, but you never said, I'm doing this because I'm business-wise aligned for this casino. And also, you know why it's a got you too?
Why is it
It's
got you?
only a got because I know you're gonna do the I kind of said it like nobody's gonna find that disclosure. Like, come.
Now, towards the end of this interview, Charlamagne gave academics some game from an OG's perspective. He told them, hey, you don't have to purposely go out of your way to put yourself in harm's way. You don't have to constantly crash out on people. You don't have to slander people just because you don't like them. You can just be a media personality and avoid issues and being paranoid, just like you're going through right now with Roc Nation, where you feel like everything is an attack against you.
But this is when I feel like sometimes you can be a little green. And this is how sometimes I feel like either Act doesn't truly know the severity of the things that he's saying, or maybe he just don't give a fuck and he's just a wild motherfucker. There's no reason for you to be at that concert, and I'm gonna tell you why. What happened at that concert?
Nothing.
What happened at the concert, Act?
What happened to concert?
They came to find you.
Yeah.
You're thinking just because let me finish.
And hold on, and you're acting like I wasn't prepared for it.
Sure, but you're thinking that just because
I don't know what they was gonna do.
you should, because everybody not gonna come in peace. Why get you or your team or your security, whoever, why get them in a situation just because? You can't walk around like nothing is gonna happen. It's the same thing with the Lil Baby situation. Lil Baby has one phone call with you, makes you think everything good, and then one of his mans try you. That could have been a gunshot, bro. That's the type of shit I be thinking about.
Charlamagne, as you
When I call you, I want you to think about times I've called you and what I always say to you, Act, don't make the same mistakes I made, bro.
Charlotte.
Have I not told you that?
I agree. But one thing I'll say is that what I've learned about hip hop And I don't even have a problem like admitting that those situations happen. I live my life as how this culture and my job, like, it's gonna be how it's gonna be, honestly.
It don't have to be.
I'm not saying I move dumb. I definitely don't move dumb.
Yeah, I think a lot.
I don't move dumb. But the idea,
even not moving dumb, there's no need to antagonize situations. No need to kick hornets' nest when you don't have to.
No, I'm
have your opinion. You can have your opinion.
I'm definitely gonna move the way I like.
No, you should always move militant.
I'm gonna stand on. I'm gonna stand on that opinion. Like I don't care if you getting mad and if you see me, there's gonna be a problem.
It's a difference between an opinion and slander, though. It's a difference. Having an opinion about somebody's music, even having an opinion about somebody's wardrobe, having an opinion about somebody's personality, that's one thing.
Let me tell you this, because you could be given an opinion, and if someone looks at you and in their mind they're like, in reality, I feel like just because you don't like, that happens a lot, where people like, because you don't like me, it's like Kai Cenat and Lil TJ. Lil TJ saying, because you don't like me, there's so many other people that won't like me. So people sometimes want to force your hand to like them.
Yeah, but I saw you say, I saw you on a screen say, I will choke the shit out of Lil Baby.
I would.
All right, so people around Lil Baby that like him are going to feel a way about that and want to do some wild shit.
Yeah,
that's my point is, why provoke things like that? That's totally different than Lil Baby's music is what.
Two things can be true.
That's completely different, and that's what I've always tried to get you to avoid. I picked up the phone. I remember one time picking up the phone and saying, "Ak, yo, you go too hard on women, yo. Don't." And I literally said, "Don't make the same mistakes that I made." That's what I said to you.
And that was you did mention that, but that wasn't why you called me.
All right, listen. Do yourselves a favor and go watch the full interview. I genuinely enjoyed it, and I hope you all did too. Speaking for myself, this is exactly the kind of thing we need more of in media. Conflict doesn't always have to turn into a full-blown war. It doesn't always have to end in a meltdown or public disrespect. Not everything needs to become content, and not everything needs to be aired out publicly in the first place. Because once something goes public, it's out of your hands. You lose control of the narrative completely. And think about the position that puts DJ Akademiks in now. How exactly do you go back and tell someone like Wack 100, hey, stop sending me information about Charlamagne. Stop calling me at 4 in the morning to talk about this beef. We're good now. Charlamagne and I have squashed it. That's an incredibly awkward spot to be in, honestly. Let me know in the comments what you all thought of the interview. Did you learn anything new watching it? And who do you think came out on top? If you enjoyed this breakdown, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you all in the next one.